Redeemer.
Amen.
Be seated. I think Moses would make a good Pirates fan. Now, I was born long enough ago that the Pirates have actually had success in my lifetime and won World Series. But that is not true for those who were born shortly after me. They have been nothing but frustrating, sometimes tantalizingly good, making the playoffs, winning a game here and there, having a winning season, and then immediately sliding back into failure and frustration. And so those who've grown up as Pirates fans and have just never seen them win, but remain loyal in their fandom, it's an interesting thing because you're getting nothing from it. You don't get to see the reward of why you're a fan. You watch to see them win. You don't watch just to go out to the ball field or have a nice fireworks display or whatever. All those things are good, but they're not why you actually are a fan. And I think about this in context of Moses because of everything that Moses went through. And he didn't get to finish. He didn't get to see the reward. He didn't get to see what he was ultimately doing all these things for. He's plucked out of the field and told, go yell at Pharaoh. Tell him, let my people go. And Moses, no, I can't. I don't speak right. And eventually he listens and he goes and he does all the things with Pharaoh and all the miracles, the water from the rock, the parting of the Red Sea, the wandering in the desert, the pillar, the stone tablets with the Ten Commandments, all these things. All to get to the promised land. They're not ends in of themselves. They're all steps along the way. And here we have them standing within sight. The Israelites are within sight of the promised land. And Moses goes up and God shows him all these things. Shows him the whole. He's like, it's like looking over a giant textured map and saying, see, from here to here, and these are all the things. By the way, you're not going to get to go there. It's not for you. I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you shall not cross over there. I wonder what Moses' reaction was at that. Did he start chanting "sell the team" or something because he was so frustrated? Because he had done all this. He had given up everything that he had, everything that was his life, all these things that made him who he was. He had given up to go and serve the Lord. Yes, he gained great power and authority and all these things through it. But right when they're about to get there, God's like, yeah, not for you. No. Luckily so, I think, Moses immediately dies and is buried. So we don't get to know what his reaction would be. We don't get to. He maybe never even had the chance to. Maybe that's what his reaction was. He was so frustrated and so angry with God that he just died. Maybe this is like Rumpelstiltskin. He smashed his foot into the ground and ripped himself in half and died. Because I don't think any person could deal with that disappointment. To have it that close, literally within sight, to have it all taken away or unfulfilled. I don't think any person could withstand that. That goes right to the gospel here, talking about how hard it is to get into heaven. It is impossible for mortals, but not for God. For God, all things are possible. So maybe that was a grace of God that Moses died in that moment before he had a chance to say something he couldn't take back, or smash the tablets again, or tell everybody to go home and forget about it. And when you think about what he went through, Moses went through, all the frustrations, everything that we go through probably pales in comparison to that. The disappointment that Aristobulus faced here in being told to sell everything and then come and follow Jesus. That pales in comparison. he has to sell his riches. And in a way, Moses had to sell his riches. He sold his freedom. He sold years of his life. He sold his comfort. He sold his reputation at some points when he would go up to the mountain and come back down, and everyone had just decided to ignore him and start making golden calves and things. So Moses, while he didn't have money to sell, or possessions to sell, he sold his own riches to do what God wanted him to do. And Aristobulus is called to do the same. And we are called to do the same, even when it's not monetary riches. When we get frustrated with the things that happen around the church, or with people in the church, or we get angry because it's not going the way we want it to, or we feel that it should go some other way, we have to sell our riches, which means we either need to say, okay, and listen and do what we're called to do, or we need to realize that our call is to do something about it, to stand up and say, no, this isn't right. We should do something different. It's something that I disagree with so much that it shouldn't be. We need to change it. And those are the riches that we need to sell. And often when it comes to that point when we realize, okay, I either need to go along with it because it's what we're supposed to do, or I need to do something about it because we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we are shocked and we go away grieving. What we need to be careful of is not to do that. When we are shocked and when we grieve, we need to do it anyway. We need to just understand that our call cannot be denied. Just as Moses couldn't deny the burning bush, or the confrontation with Pharaoh, or crossing the Yam Suf. And the sooner we get on board with God's plan, the less we'll be shocked, the less we will grieve, the less we'll be disappointed. And maybe Moses did somehow see the greater plan, so that when that ultimate goal was snatched away from him, that he didn't grieve. He didn't go away shocked and disheartened, but he knew that he had played his role, and this was just one more rich he needed to sell. To God be all the glory, now and forever.